Well, you have clicked on a juicy, very good episode because in today's episode of the She Got Lucky podcast, we are diving into story views. Now, this is absolutely for you. This episode is for you if you aren't your average business owner, you aren't this average entrepreneur. You know that you are powerful beyond words. And even though sometimes that confidence in it might dip a little bit, you know you're meant for so much more than you're currently showing up as. So, in this episode today, we are diving into low story views and what this means, what to do, but in a higher level way. If you're new to the podcast, hi, I'm Alicia, the host of the She Got Lucky podcast, and I created this podcast so that way we could dive deeper than what you see on Instagram, what might seem like luck. We are going beyond the luck and we are going through what it actually takes to build a global brand, your dream life in the world of business. In today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about low story views because I'm seeing it everywhere. I'm seeing everyone talk about it, complain about it, look for people to blame. It's the algorithm, it's Instagram, it's against us. Let's get down to reality. Let's get down to what you actually need to be worrying about, what you actually need to be focusing about. In this episode, I'm not going to give you these quick little hacks. You know, over the past 2 weeks, I've been seeing people talk about using the add yours stickers where you can, add a sticker and it might be, share your to-do list for today. And it sort of is like a bit of a template. You add the sticker and then you appear amongst many others for that. Now, I tried this myself and looked like, maybe I saw a bit of a spike, but honestly, that isn't what we're here for. We're not here for these little quick fixes, quick hacks that might work today but won't work tomorrow, that we might see, maybe slightly better results for. What actually matters is the person we're talking to. So let's sort of just take a little bit of a step back. When it comes to your stories, what's normal? What's a normal amount of views? Because can I tell you that I've managed so many clients and so many of their social media accounts, from my time as a social media manager to my time as a Reels manager, right? I have seen the insides of so many accounts, and even accounts with over 100,000 followers. They aren't getting what you think they may be getting on their stories. They're getting the same amount of views that another client of mine had, and she had 10,000 followers. So the number of followers you have does not necessarily mean you are owed a certain amount of views on your stories. What you are, if you're focusing on the number of views, then chances are you're probably focusing on the number of views you're getting on your Reels as well. So the difference here, and the part that I really love about stories, is yes, we can see the number of views, but that doesn't really matter. What matters is who is viewing your story. Now, you may have heard me say this before, but we're going to dive deeper into this. And this is what I want you to keep in mind. It does not matter if you have thousands of people watching your stories if you aren't actually seeing conversions into sales, into your business, into inquiries. The stories are such a powerful place for you to be making sales easily and effortlessly. People who are watching your stories are already warmed, they're already interested, they already want to know more. They want that sort of behind the scenes, that inner circle info, details about you, about your offers. So people who are watching your stories are very likely to be keen, to be interested, and to be buying from you. But if you are worried about, oh, I shouldn't post anymore, I shouldn't sell anymore because my views are going down with each story I share, my views are going down. That right there is you not showing up to your fullest potential. You not showing up as the leader of your business, of your brand that you are. You are giving your power away to the numbers, to the concern of the engagement of the views when you are choosing to do that. Now, I'm not here to just say this because I know it's not as simple as, the views don't matter. Let's just focus on, the right type of views, the one. Okay. I know that doesn't actually necessarily help you flip the switch in our mind. So I want you to try this. And this is something, especially in launches, because it's absolutely very, very normal in a launch for your stories. You're going to be talking about the same offer each day. You're going to be going into things, and people who are there for just a good time, perhaps, might tune out a little bit more. That's okay. Stories during a launch, no worries. So here's what I want you to focus on instead of the numbers. I want you to have a look at who's watching your stories. Now, please, 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 when I say this, I do not mean go into your stories, have a look. Oh, the girl from, when I was in school was watching. Oh, an ex was watching. Oh, someone I used to work with was watching. So therefore, I feel nervous. Like, that's not what I'm telling you to do. Again, that is distracting you from what we're actually here to do. You're giving your power away because you're not showing up, in your fullest self with what you're talking about. You're not doing it. If you're worried about the people who are watching that you're not here to help, that's not what we're here to do. What I mean is go in, have a look at who is watching your stories, and just focus on finding at least one dream client. You may already know them. They may be at the top of your list because they're always engaging, they're always watching. And can I tell you that this is such a powerful way to start leading and start showing up on your stories with more conviction as the leader, as the CEO, regardless of the views, regardless of who may or may not be watching that you feel embarrassed about. Because when you focus in on just that one dream client who would be perfect for your offer, you get to talk to them. You get to talk to the one. So during my last launch, I did this, right? Just the other week. So during my launches, during most times when I am showing up to sell, when I am showing up to give value, I do this. Okay, my dream client, they have been watching, they've said it's just not the right time, blah, 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 blah. But regardless of whether I'm showing up for her or showing up for others like her, I see her watching everything. And I just imagine that I am sitting down across from her having a conversation. I see you. You're watching every story. You're watching every reel. Okay. And with that, you get to say what you want to them. And that's super powerful. Doing this, you feel a shift. You will feel a shift. And you'll watch your stories back and be like, dang. Rather than talking to everyone who might be watching, you are just focusing in on them, the one. And you're going to be able to see much better value given through your stories. You're going to be able to see much better conversions, easier selling, because you are just focused on them. So from today, right after listening to this episode, this is one of the reasons why I drop a new episode every Monday, because I want you to start your week with the right intention, in the right direction. Let go of these habits that haven't been serving you, haven't been allowing you to show up to your fullest. And let's start from today, None of this, oh, I'll start next Monday. This isn't a diet. This isn't something that we're never going to actually end up doing. We are starting right now. From today, I want you, when you're showing up on stories, perhaps when you're not exactly sure what to say, what to post, focus in on that one. What do they need to hear? What do they need from you today? What are they struggling with today? And spot on with this. That client who I was showing up and I was sharing for, I knew she needed to be in my offer. I could see her. She sends me messages every now and again. And something she had mentioned was someone in particular had been watching her stories. She felt nervous. She, didn't really want to show up. She didn't really want to share anymore. And right there, I was like, this is why you need to be in my space, to be able to support you through this and allow you to continue to remember you aren't showing up for them. So instead of looking for them in your story views, block them out and instead look for the one who is so eager to learn from you, the one who is so eager to work with you. They are loving everything you're doing. And whether they realize it now or they will soon, your offer, what you're showing up and selling, will help change their life, will help make their life easier. That's what we're here to do. We are not showing up just for the sake of showing up. We are not showing up to get, dropping of views and feeling bad about ourselves. Nah, that's past you. That's last week. This week, we are stepping into the new version, the new level of you. And it all starts with how you are showing up on your stories and who you're showing up for. All right, that's it for today's episode. I can't wait to see you actually taking action on this. Now, your accountability challenge, I'm keeping you accountable this week. Now, you don't need to have the tag visible, but I want you, if you've listened, if you're taking action on it, I want you on your stories where you're doing this today. I want you to just add a little tag. You can drag it off at thesocialimpact.co, tag me, and then that way I can come and watch. I can see you shining, standing out as the full, epic, extraordinary human you are, the expert, and I can come cheer you on, all right? I can't wait to see what you do with this. Until next week, I will catch you on the ground.